So, Wally, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. Or
Is that what
you can call me Orion.
Okay, Orion. So, first questions first. What made you decide to come here?
I decided it was because of Grimskulls and Force Fox, and I wanted to expose them and tell you guys what's going on.
All right. So, before we get into that, there are some things that need to be discussed. But first, I'd like your pronouns so I don't get anything wrong.
It's he/him.
Okay, I'm guessing you're trans. Wasn't an accusation. It's just a question.
Yes, it is. I said
Okay.
it was.
Sorry, you must have cut out on my end. Okay, so are you also this Cobalt person they did a video on?
Yeah, most of what they said, I didn't watch it, but most of the stuff is just false accusations at most.
All right, well, I'm going to have to ask about some of them for due process, okay? So, real quick, before we get into that, do you know what my one rule is?
Don't talk over people.
No, that is a rule, but it is not my one rule. So let me go ahead and ask somebody else here. Peaches, what is my most important rule?
I would not know.
What do you mean you don't know?
Don't lie to you.
All right. No matter what you have to say to me, it'll be better if you don't lie. So I'm making sure that's clear because I've had a bunch of people, and I do mean a bunch of people, try to lie to me thinking I won't find out. So just so we're clear, if you do lie to me, I will find out. So let's go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay. Ignore me.
So here's the thing. Some of the accusations in there are very troubling. So we're going to go through some of them, okay?
Yes.
All right. The most troubling one is you being accused of posting nudes around children. I want the context for that.
That's a lie. There was a drama. It had to deal with a drama in another server because I kind of had a mental breakdown in that server, and people started harassing me for basically trauma dumping by accident after a mental breakdown, and it kind of. And the thing is, there was no nudes posted because the server that in question that they are talking about, aka the nudes joke, was actually in Moomin's server. He basically is 15-year-old. He's a 15-year-old YouTuber that has NSFW in his what's his server full of minors.
Do you have evidence?
No, but well, you can ask Grim Reaper. I don't know, but there was like a channel that had you can post NSFW in regardless. And I got really I got on their case, and what they did was gave me a role where I can't see it, so I couldn't report it, which is really ridiculous.
I see. Okay, so that was one of them. Another thing I found concerning, what's this nonsense about Transformers pornography?
It was in a Transformers pornography? Where was that from?
They said it was posted in a server by you.
That wasn't a bit. I don't think I've ever posted something like that. That was in the NSFW channels that minors had access to, because I thought there was a adults only in that channel, and it was ridiculous because it was stupid of me to think that there was only adults in there. But that brings up my point where when I said that it shouldn't have access in the first place, which really got on my nerves because I've been groomed before and had to deal with minors like me as a minor sending NSFW, which is ridiculous.
Okay. So the last thing is something about pregnancy fetishes and fan fictions.
That was okay. Let me tell you, it's a comfort for me because I have troubling home life right now. And I usually write about families actually wanting their kids. And most of it was written when I was a minor, which is actually proven because the dates on the fan fictions I have as years ago. Most of it is just for comfort purposes, and people like to label it as a fetish when it's not.
And how old are you now?
I'm 18. That was and usually when I write about this stuff, I don't share it with minors at all. I make it clear.
All right. So I got some of those answers. That's fine. Now we need to get into some other stuff here. And keep in mind, as I said before, so I'm going to give you a chance right now. If you have lied to me, I will find out. So this is going to be your one chance to rectify it if you just did.
I'm pretty sure I didn't lie because most of it is just actually coming from my heart and on the end side of things.
Okay.
But
A little
to
bit.
clarify on the pregnancy stuff, I still write it to this day, but none of it's too explicit. Even if I write, I don't redirect minors to my AO3 because it's kind of private. But if they actually,
Could I ask a question?
Yes, please.
It was more in relation to what was posted in the server because I'm pretty sure nudes weren't the things that were posted in the server, but there's a screenshot of Cobalt saying in Moomin's chat with Moomin responding where they said I would share my nudes here, but with Moomin saying, "Nah, keep that shit to yourself."
yeah, that was the NSFW chat because they labeled it as a joke and they started taking back that, and I just went along with it until they decided to go against me for exposing their gay op. I'm not like about that life at all. These people just they were really, it was labeled as a joke. But
Okay. Well, either way, you probably shouldn't make those jokes around a literal child.
Especially if. So you're saying that was posted in the NSFW chat?
Yeah, that has access to it. And then I realized what the fuck was that, and I decided to say that, oh, I made a mistake now because I realized I made a mistake and realized, and then it got to the point where where I questioned why they had it in the first place, and they told me to mind my own fucking business.
Because, like, if it was posted in an NSFW chat, like, how long was the server made before you joined?
I can't remember.
But it wasn't brand new, right?
Huh?
It wasn't a brand new server when you joined, right?
Nope, it wasn't.
So wouldn't you be able to tell that the NSFW chat was a real chat before saying I would post my nudes here?
Yeah, but I would never send nudes to minors. That's where
That
the issue
wasn't
arises.
the question.
Wait, what was the question again? I'm just a little nervous.
My question would be, wouldn't the moment that you click into the chat to start typing about how you would post your nudes there already prove that it was a real chat, considering other people would have posted in there already?
Yeah, it's just weird that they allow minors in that access. I thought it would have been for only adults, which is the stupidest thought I ever thought, and I ended up doing stupid things.
There's again that on, but I'm going to assume yes, that you could tell from the get-go. Because you even said yes. So you went into the chat where just by clicking into the chat, you would see it's a real NSFW chat.
Oh, you mean that there's no age lock? Yes, definitely, most certainly.
I'm gonna. Please, am I making sense for anyone else?
My brain is not, like, I don't know. I could click on it.
What I'm saying is, when you go into the chat to make your little quote-unquote joke about sending nudes in that chat, just by clicking into the chat, you would already have message history there. And that message history would show you that it's a real NSFW chat.
Yes, but
without you having to post the I would post my nudes here, but and people going, no, we don't want that here.
Yeah.
So that would tell you even before you wrote that it was a real NSFW chat. Which, by the way, you also, if you thought it was a joke, did you know how old Moomin was at the time?
I don't think so.
Did you? But how did you know that there were allowed minors in the chat then?
That was after I hopped into VC with them, and they told me everything.
Okay, I'm just saying that, like, I don't think the whole it was a joke because I thought it was a joke room would make much sense considering you went in there to make the joke, apparently, but the message history would say otherwise.
Well, they labeled it as a joke and I ran with it. Either way, there was no nude sent, which is kind of weird because they basically twisted my words. Because I think it was because I was complaining about some people harassing me and claiming I groomed minors without zero evidence, which is really annoying. I know their age, but that was after I posted that. I don't know. It's really I don't know. Like I can't like differentiate time anymore because I'm confused. It's just everything is weird.
Well,
All
I
right,
am.
I'm gonna lay this out for you then. What Peaches is getting at is there's no reason for you to have ever thought that was a joke room because you saw message history, because you were there after the server was founded. Now, we could argue whether or not you knew Moomin was a child,
I do.
because, hold on, I am not done speaking. We could argue that. I don't have evidence one way or another currently. But if I find out later on that this nonsense was said after you knew Moomin's age, then you and I are going to have a different conversation.
Yeah.
Because you know what? I am not done speaking. I do not like Grimskill. I do not like Foxton. But at the same time, I'm also not going to have somebody in my camp that pulls stunts like that are not accounted for. So I am being very clear. I am not muddying my words. I am willing to cut slack on certain things, but I do not care to be lied to. So again, if I find out later on, it will be worse for you than if you tell me right now. No matter what you tell me, it will be worse if you lie to me and I find out later, because I do not care for my goodwill to be abused. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to give you the chance, if you are lying, to correct it now, before I find out later.
I did know, but it was a stupid mistake that I did. I'm
So you
still
already
not.
can.
Was that was that a you did?
Yeah, I knew, but I didn't know. I don't know for my mistakes because
Are you on the spectrum?
yes,
Okay. What do you have exactly?
autism.
Okay, what type of autism here?
Yes, it's a high functioning one.
Okay. I know high functioning autism can, or autism in general, can make you not be able to read social cues, but I don't know if it would mix you up to the point to where you wouldn't be able to tell this very basic thing. Hold on, gotta check a message. Just give me a second. Hold on. Chill, people. I don't know where you guys are pointing me to, because you didn't tag what you're pointing me to. Hold on. So, high functioning apparently means you can function independently, yes?
Yes.
What does that mean?
Um.
Breathe.
Like, what is it?
I don't think I'm going to get anywhere if I keep talking to Wally here, because they're clearly scared of me. So, Peaches, if you want to try to take over, you're welcome to.
Okay. Well, first off, no one's calling you a predator or anything like that, if that's the thing that you're worried about, because I'm pretty sure when I watched the video, they didn't even say you posted nudes. I think it was the posting that comment.
It's just that I've dealt with people doing this shit in the past. It's just, it's
I'm
so.
not here to yell at you or insult you or hurt you. Calm down. Now, I will say I do not appreciate being lied to, because you tried to lie to me earlier, and you know how I feel about that. So I want to know why you... Hold on. You can say it's stupid all you want, but I want to know why you thought it would be a good idea to do that. And I want you to be honest with me. Don't lie to me.
I thought that it was. I thought that it would. I don't know why, to be honest.
You thought you'd be in less trouble, didn't you?
Why a lot? Because I'm scared of telling the truth. Because my parents yelled at me, which is why I lied.
Mm-hmm.
I get it.
Take a minute to breathe. Take a minute to breathe.
The problem is I never had a parental figure to guide me through anything. They just ignore me.
Yeah, which is probably why you say you identify more with minors than adults, isn't it?
Yes, because I feel like I'm still a child. I can't do things on my own.
You both can go back and then when you're working on that backlog.
That's a failure of your parents for not raising you to have that sense of independence. I understand that. However, I need you to recognize something. When you say nonsense like this, when you fail to conduct yourself properly around minors, and then you follow it up about how you identify with them more, that sets off a whole bunch of red flags to a whole bunch of people. And I need you to recognize, number one, not to interrupt me, and number two, how people are going to see that. You have to recognize that. You have to. No ifs, ands, or buts. You have to stop that behavior.
Yeah.
There are steps you can take to better yourself to where you are no longer in that situation, but these are not things you should ever vocalize, especially not to the public, and especially not having meltdown rants on YouTube. Okay? So don't do that at all.
I just don't know how to correlate my breakdowns better because people just like to harass me. I don't know what's wrong with me.
They harass you because you're an easy target, because you break down. You can't give them that opening. But again, you need to be cognizant of what you say, because you are 18. You are an adult, physically, if not mentally. Now, I don't tend to buy into the whole I'm not mentally an adult thing, because people have tried to use that for really dumb excuses. But I know what you mean when you say it in this context, so I'm not discounting that. However, that does not change the objective physical reality of what we are dealing with right now. The objective physical reality we're dealing with right now is you failed to conduct yourself properly. You failed to deal with situations that you should have known better or did know better. So the people who are in moderation are going to make a decision about how to handle specifically that, because I don't need to be doing all of this on my own. But for now, unless I find you have lied further or you have done something truly indecent around these children, making an off-color joke that you should not have made is not enough, in my opinion, to condemn you. But you need to watch what you say and the company in which you say it. Otherwise, sooner or later, it's not going to be somebody who understands you. It's going to be somebody who wants to hurt you, and they will do a darn good job of it. Do you understand me?
Yeah, but I usually hang around with people that are 2 years or 1 year older than me.
Then find people who are older than you. Full stop. You want to be an adult, it's time to act like one, which means you hang around them, not children.
But every time I try to hang out around adults, they just don't accept me.
You're in a server full of them. You've got to learn to acclimate. You can't force things, and more importantly, you can't try to put stuff on people. Calm down, take things in, and take it one step at a time. Don't trauma dump, don't interest dump. Just sit back, relax, find out how the feel of the room is, or the quote-unquote vibe, as the kids say nowadays, and go from there. You're not going to make friends immediately. You might not even make friends in the first few months, but you need to learn to slow down, because running back and forth, specifically to people younger than you, to make friends makes you look like a predator. So knock that off.
Not only that, but also for your own like health. It doesn't really help you, and it helps like hold you back and keep you in a regressed state. And there's a lot of people here that like can help because there's a lot of people here that come into the server and they also have similar problems. You've got a lot of people here that also have autism. You've got people here who had bad parents that like either over sheltered them or the complete opposite. And you've got a lot of people who are all around who like, you know, who would be fine like talking to you. I'm really bad at socialization. I didn't have any friends before coming here.
The issue with me is I can't trust other people due to how my parents and other people treat me. Like,
Yeah.
it's just hard to trust people even after my parents abused me, and I just don't have any parental figures to look to. It just feels lonely, and they don't accept me for who I am. So how am I supposed to put myself out there?
Yes. Well, it's hard, but you can start learning to accept yourself. That's another thing that you can learn from people here. You don't need to have a specific person in your life to get better. Fundamentally, it's all in yourself and what you do and what you choose to do. That's the good thing about being an adult. You can choose who's in your life and who isn't, and you can also like sort yourself out by yourself. And that's all through practice. Because we're not saying this to chastise you, we're saying it because, like, you are getting yourself into trouble, which is going to make you feel worse.
I already been like that. There was instances where people asked me for accusations that were wrong.
Yeah, and that's going to happen in online spaces, especially when the people making accusations have a bigger platform. But here's the thing. You were talking about how you don't know how to do XYZ thing because you were abused, right?
Yes, I'm just scared.
All right. First of all, you have no reason to be afraid right now. Do you think I'm a put together individual?
Yes.
Do you think I can make my own decisions?
Yes.
You've seen me tear into terrible people before?
Yeah, I've seen a lot of it.
You see how I operate this room?
Yes.
Yeah, I came from an abusive home too. One way or another. How you are raised does not define who you choose to be. It doesn't define what you choose to do. What happens and what matters more than what we've been through is how we react to it. Yeah, you're still in a household where people don't accept you. Yeah, that's going to suck. But you cannot let it define what you're going to be. The reason why you prefer to hang around children is because they're less judgmental. That's why. But that's dangerous. Horrifically dangerous. Because you've already proven that you will make jokes you shouldn't around these people. Because you don't want to make the distinction between adult and child because of how you were raised. And you can't do that. You can't. That's dangerous for literally everyone involved, including yourself. These kids don't need to be subjected to that, and you don't need to be subjecting them to that. So, that stops today. You're 18. You need adult friends, preferably older than you. Because more often than not, in regular social situations, somebody older than you can guide you in one way or another. Another thing I need to address here, and I'm not trying to be mean when I say this, so I want you to understand that. I'm not dumb. I know imprinting when I see it, and that needs to also stop. I know that I'm a comfort to you in that case. I get that. You're more than welcome to enjoy my content. You're more than welcome to talk to me in calls, but you cannot see me as a surrogate dad. It's not healthy. I'm sorry, but you can't. Especially when I already have my own kids, and you need better coping mechanisms. You don't know much about me other than the fact that I have strong moral values and I yell at people. So that's something you really need to work on, like ASAP, because that'll get you into a lot of trouble one way or another. Because let's say that I allow you to continue doing that. All right. And then one day I get you on a call and I have to tear your face off. That's going to break you. That's going to actually cause long-term detrimental problems. And I do not want you to go through that. So recognize me for who I am, respect what I do, but do not try to make me a surrogate father in your eyes. That's dangerous. You don't need to do it. Okay?
I do have adult friends, but they're not online as much. My partners are much older than me.
Okay. That's fine. But at the same time, you know exactly what I'm getting at. You need to find people who are mature, people who are adults that can be your friends. And there are people in this server that could function as that, but you've got to learn, number one, not to melt down at any sign of conflict and to not run away at any sign of conflict. If it's uncomfortable, if something's going down on a server, you're not comfortable, you don't have to leave the server, just close the app. Sometimes you have to learn to stick through things to get to understand how to deal with them. Fleeing every uncomfortable situation doesn't help you. It's actually a detriment. It harms you, stagnates you. Now, we can do the life advice thing a little bit later. Let's go ahead now and get into the thing that you came here for. So, what is it about Grimskull and Foxton that you wanted to tell me?
Turns out that the screenshots that I
Sorry.
out the screenshots that I exposed were them trying people trying and within the circle trying to gay up Harley's server.
Yeah, that's a given.
Yeah, because
why were you involved in that?
I was in some deep shit because usually, like I said, whenever someone says something, I'm with them. But then I dropped out immediately because I realized the pointless drama was stupid and I didn't want a part of it. And most of it was just due to the fact that people say whatever they want to say without any repercussions. And I realized from a fact in the past that didn't do so well for me. And I didn't want to get into more drama, so to get the heat off my back, I immediately started releasing the screenshots, and then they started attacking me for exposing it.
I see.
And it's not just that group chat that I own. Foxton and Grimskulls are in a group chat that they own privately.
Well, I'm sure. Sure, they're in a lot of group chats.
But that one specifically is dedicated to shitting on Harley for no reason. And most of it was just from what they the Mude spot situation.
Yeah, which they had a point about the Mude bot. That I'll grant them, but at the same time, their 2-year obsession is ridiculous.
Especially when I pointed out about the NSFW chats too, but they said, "Oh, it's not the same thing," and I got really irritated by that.
Do you have any evidence on hand of Movement having a not safe for work bot or not safe for work channel?
Not really, but if I could I don't know if Grim Reaper can come in and say something about it, German Reaper, because they were also in there.
If he wants to, you can tag him.
Okay.
Supposed to be talking to him anyway, so I might as well do a 2-for-1 here.
Oh, you may want to
Yes.
You may want to unmute him because he's in here, I think.
All right, give me a second.
I think, anyway. Oh, yeah, there they are.
German Reaper. Mute, unmute. All right, you should be able to talk, Reaper.
All right. Yeah, all right. So what do you want me to say? One moment.
Were you in Moomin's server?
The Discord one, yeah. I mean, I still am, yeah. Do you want me to confirm the NSF chat thing or like?
I would like you to, please.
Oh yeah, so yeah, I can confirm that stuff is definitely real. I also saw Moomin trolling someone like by pretending to be Puppy Chan and like posting NSFW chat. I can confirm that stuff is true. So
Okay.
yeah.
And Foxen and Grimskull are in that server as well.
Yes. But I
Okay.
no longer have any real contact with them because after the fucking group fell apart, they pretty
Why-
much did damage
Why?
control.
Why were you involved with any of this? Why are so many people involved with obsessing over Harley's goofy nonsense?
I'll be honest, man. I just started watching those Harley hating videos, and I kind of like, I pretty much probably didn't use my brain, and I was in this stupid group, and basically, I didn't think things through. And in hindsight, that shit was really stupid. I really apologize to Harley, but I understand that was really stupid of me to do.
And how old are you?
I'm 24, and yeah, I know that shit was fucking stupid. Yeah.
This
Yeah.
is basically anyone who watches like commentary stuff.
This is embarrassing.
That was the same with me, because at least with me and Harley, they are like 10. They were born 10 days apart from me.
Okay, so they obsess over Harley, which is something we knew. They apparently have an op going on in Harley's server that's probably still ongoing. So here's what I'm going to ask you. I'm going to be very direct. I apologize if this does not suit your sensibilities, but I know that they're racist. I know they say bad words, and I know they're transphobic. So I don't need that information. I need to know if they're up to anything else that's suspicious or things that are actually troublesome, because that's something I need to know if they're up to nonsense.
Yeah.
Well, do you have anything?
I've always thought that the quote unquote raid in Harley's server had to do something with them in a way, because it came from Moomin's server, and I basically theorized that it couldn't be coincidental that this happened so and so after I posted the thing is, I posted the link, and it was because I was, you know how people post this discord.gg/links.
Mm-hmm.
I was curious and posted Harley TBS's server, and they try to hide that fact from everyone else to paint me like I'm some sort of crazy schizo person. And when I came out against it, they began to have vitriol towards me because they didn't want to be on the chopping block because of their quote unquote following. And I'm just over here trying to figure out why.
Is Moomin's server an open server?
Yes.
Okay. We'll coordinate and try to find out if we can verify some of this information just on a basic, like, as we go sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
As for the oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
As for the whole children thing, no, I didn't do anything with children. I basically complained to them that people are accusing me of grooming minors without zero evidence. I am pretty set on if I did something to you, you have to have evidence firsthand. Do not claim that I did something without zero evidence, because this shit happened before and it turns out the person lied and I've been harassed for no reason, and it's been traumatizing for me to deal with. So it's just really irritating to have people say, oh, I did something that I did not certainly do, and without zero proper evidence, which is ridiculous.
I see. Yes.
I'll tell you after.
I see.
Also, Moomin, he's a pretty he's a
Moomin's 15, and unless he's putting children in danger, there's nothing I can or will do about him. I know who Moomin is, and I know that he's an edgy little twerp. I get that, but he's not circumstantial enough to bring up in any of this, like at all. He can go be a little turd all he wants till somebody kicks his teeth in, because that's going to happen sooner or later. Let him rot.
Okay, I hope the same can go for Grimskull / Foxton, because both of them, one of them is 31 and they're still attacking young adults for no reason.
I'm aware. I've had a conversation with Grimskull. And Grimskull dug a grave he wasn't even aware of.
Yeah, it's just pretty ridiculous how I had to come out here and try to say my truth about him, because it was kind of nervous because I didn't know what to say and I was freaking out.
Why were you freaking out?
Because usually I'm not really easy on talking with people that I don't know half the time, because that's the issue. I first time talking to people is just an anxiety inducing panic for me.
I see. This is my everyday.
It's just
Very
oh did they mention anything about underage fan fictions that I wrote?
No, not that I can
Well,
recall.
Well, they did try to get me for trauma exposing. Like, basically, I do for as exposure trauma. I used to write, like, I've been sexually assaulted, and I tend to cope with that by writing stuff about it. But they try to get me for that. Like, they try to get me for my trauma. I don't know what was that about, because I tend to write about it. It just stopped between times afterwards. Is there anything else you would like to know?
Okay. Why did you fall in with these people to begin with?
Usually, I tend to gravitate towards people that seem okay. It all starts off with me wanting to be a part of something that I have no business being a part of. That's how it was when I was younger. I wanted to be just like the other people, I suppose. And the commentary community, the small one at least, is a full of scum that drives to no end to bring down bigger people. Until I realized how stupid it was that these people are attacking one person over something that they don't condone anymore.
I see.
It's borderline stalking at this point. Like, their attitude after I exposed them, it seems like they're probably trying to stalk me, which that's why I just basically ran. I fled from every single thing because I'm scared of getting stalked, because I've dealt with that before. This girl was stalking me for nothing, for no reason, and it just made me freak out. If I fall in with these type of people, I guess it's because it reflects that no guidance at all, like no parental guidance. So like the whole metaphorical, oh yeah, you're falling in with the wrong crowd because your parents didn't technically raise you properly or something like that.
Mm. Well, don't hang around people like this. They're not going to do any good for you.
That's
Doesn't
what
matter how old you are.
I did make videos relating to Harley, but then took them down because I just realized what the fuck was that? It was no point.
You were
It was,
trying to fit in with people. That's why you did it.
yeah.
Right. Okay. It's better to be honest about our motivations, no matter who you are or what you're doing. See if they need anything else.
Keck.
Yes, that is very funny, Amelia. And that's why I said what. That's why I said what I did in Rain Corps Pit.
Wait, I didn't see you say anything.
No, it is not funny. It was not funny. I'm sorry. I have really broken humor.
No, we're making fun of somebody who's like paranoid of us for some reason.
Wait, let me see.
Someone in Fox Mafia thinks that this call's for them right now, and they're like, "Oh, bro, they're waiting for me to come in."
Who the heck is this bozo? I'm sorry. I'm confused.
Oh, it's funny. Anyway,
Okay,
sorry.
so there's one other thing I do need to talk to you about. So, was this about you making a welcome home game?
Oh, it's not a welcome home game. I actually canceled it after I contacted the creator and basically took it down. I repurposed it into my own ARG that was based off of my game, my my scrapped game. Basically repurposed it into a quote unquote scrap game that was canceled and taken off. It was recalled but then canceled for unknown reasons. It was based off of a 2022 launch project that I did, but never finished because I can't code.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure because we had somebody bring it up and they were concerned about it. So, all right. So, Reaper, do you have anything you specifically need to tell me or anything we need to talk about?
Reaper? Let me ping him. No, he's just listening in.
Okay. Well, I think that's all I've got. Peaches, do you have any questions? Wait, we had somebody who wanted to be unmuted because they wanted to talk to you. So let me see if I can find them here.
Who?
I'm trying to remember them. To be honest, they tagged me, and I'm dumb and I forgot who it was.
They left.
They left?
Yeah. From the VC.
Humpst. Wait, Sunny asked if they could be unmuted.
Definitely not.
Oh, okay.
No,
Yeah,
go ahead and do it.
but they asked with a really cute, like, smiling cat with the blushies.
All right.
Oh,
You go find that dork.
They said please. And ooh. And oh
There.
wow. And a wink.
Now I'm gonna mute so I can drive home.
Okay. I just wanted to say because obviously the conversation before was about like autism and fitting in and things like that. So I kind of wanted to just speak from someone who I think I have a good perspective on this because not only do I work notification.
Sorry. That was mine.
No, but anyway, I work with adults and children with disabilities. I work with a little boy who has autism, and then I also myself have autism. So I wanted to come from, like, I understand. I think I had a conversation. I had a brief conversation before about how I think you panic and throw up, like, the fact that you're Aaron.
I'm sorry. I did actually think I was muted, to be fair. I'm so sorry.
Okay.
I'm just...
It's okay.
Sauce, babe.
No problem. But yeah, no. I just wanted you to know that I know it can feel like you're alone in like your mental health struggles. Trust me, you are not the first person, and you're not going to be the last person who feels like they're alone. But in reality, there's a lot more people than you think who know kind of the exact feeling that you're going through. So I need you to know that while trauma dumping in a chat is not a good idea because you don't know who's going to see what you're saying. I think you need to learn the difference between trauma dumping and having someone that you can talk to. And I don't know. I obviously can't speak for anyone here, but I myself can say that if you ever need someone to talk to, my DMs are always open. And I just I think what I really want you to know is that you're not alone in this. Fun fact, I used to be extremely a really extreme high support level autistic. Sorry, I guess people used to call it low functioning in quotation marks. It's kind of outdated, but it's fine.
Yeah, but nowadays low functioning, sorry for interrupting, but low functioning and high functioning is offensive because I keep getting DMs I get these weird ass inboxes from Tumblr saying, "Oh, it's offensive." I keep getting Tumblr hate all day, so it doesn't matter.
Honestly, I don't know why it's offensive, but
I've never heard of that.
Yeah, apparently people find it offensive, but I don't see why. But the term that we use in work is high support level and low support level.
Apparently, everything is
offensive to Twitter/Tumblr. Like, you can't go without saying anything, especially the R slur, apparently, but I don't know about that. That's a whole nother can of worms we're not going into.
Oh yeah, we won't get into that. But
I just knew about high and low functioning also being applied to depression because of my doctor anyway, but I am being quite
love you, best Cuba.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I just like I completely, like I said, I completely understand that you could feel alone in this. And I know that, like, I know some people have been like a little goofy in chats and stuff. Like a bit of a bastard, but I think, like, now that we know like exactly where you're coming from, I'm actually glad that I jumped into this call, because I think now that we know kind of what you're going through and you've been brave enough to talk about it in front of all these people, I hope, and I'm looking at every single person in this call, I hope that we can all be respectful. But yes, if you ever need to talk to someone, my DMs are always open. Just know that, like, I think you really do need to learn the difference between trauma dumping and venting. I think I understand that you don't particularly have the methods of healthily venting, which is why I want to be able to, like, let you know that there are a lot of people in the server who are happy to listen, myself included. Like I've said, I'm trained in this. This is my job. So, you know, if you ever need a discussion, I know I'm open. I know a lot of people are open. And yeah, sorry, I'm rambling now because I'm.
Yeah, the issue with me is that I have mental breakdowns every so often. It's unprompted, but I'm actually doing better, I suppose, because I'd be going in the mornings when I wake up. I usually take a shower, brush my teeth in the shower. I just got into new routines, because routines are actually better for mentally ill people like myself.
Yeah, I get it. I have a routine as well. But even little things like that's a really good step in the right direction. Just having a simple, people don't realize how well, like how much a what the fuck, Aaron, sorry,
It's just not
stop. Sorry.
It's not autism that I just have. I also have a diagnosed DID, ADHD, and some other. I can't figure it out, like, right now, because my brain's all over the place.
That's
But
okay.
yeah, it's just most of these illnesses clash together, because I'm trying so hard to juggle it, and sometimes
Yeah.
the reason why I acted like when Lyle asked me these questions is because my brain can't switch from, did I do that, or did someone else do it, or can I remember what it is, because I'm having a hard time remembering certain things, because it happened, even though it happened like months ago, it felt like it happened weeks, like, of years ago.
Yeah, I get that. That's why I think, you know, I'm sorry, my brain shut down for a second. But
Same.
yeah, no, yeah, sorry, that is the tism. But yeah, I think it's like, I think we could all appreciate that you are making steps, and I want you to know that nobody's ever gonna judge you for having, you know, a brain shutdown. I mean, mine just cut out for a few seconds. You know, nobody's ever gonna judge you in this server for, you know, for doing things differently, or, you know, having a brain function a different way.
When my brain shuts down, it's just a Windows XP shut ups, like the whole shutdowns, like the startup screen, like it's like I hear a loud ear rape of like, it really bothers me.
Yeah, that's understandable. But yeah, like, sorry, circling back. But I like, I think it's great that you've got a schedule. That alone is such a good first step. I think my advice for you would be to like, obviously try to find people that you can healthfully vent to. I would avoid venting like full out in a public channel, like arena, because obviously, you know, it's fine to, like, be like, It's fine to be in the arena being like, oh, I'm having a shit day, or I'm not in a good mood, or whatever. But dropping like your entire trauma can sometimes, it can be overwhelming for the people around you, and it can, you don't know who's watching the channel. So I think, I'll say, like I said, I know you didn't have those avenues. I know you didn't have those avenues before, but I would work on finding good avenues to vent to. Whether that's people in the Senate, people don't go up to any random person in the Senate. To be clear,
I feel like I can trust you since you know more about the situation, because I've been to 12 different mental hospitals, and some of them say bogus things to the point that I start doubting myself, like, do I have this certain illness or not? You're just taking 50 years or my whole life to diagnose me. It's just hard to get diagnosis in America, hard to get support in America, considering how the government is restricting it and stuff.
yeah, and that's awful. I think that a lot of sorry, the sentence flew out of my brain the moment I started saying it. No, I think we had a discussion about this recently. I think about Smash, but the healthcare system can really let people down, especially with mental health. So I completely understand, which is why I always say I never immediately jump to telling people go get therapy. Sometimes it is really good for people, but some therapies don't work for everyone, and but I wouldn't say don't do it. I'm glad that because you've obviously clearly you're trying to find the avenues to get diagnosis and get the treatment that you need, which is always good. But it's always good to have a support system. So yeah, I don't know who your Discord crashed. No. Can you hear me? He fucking died. Oh wait, you can hear me. Okay. I think the main thing I'd say to you is you seem to have a lot of I hope this is not like overstepping anything, but I will ask. I hope that I can tell you don't really respect yourself a lot. And I think that is something that I think that's the main thing that I always tell people to work on, because people people always want to people talk about like, oh, I just need to make it up to people, and people give away their every part of themselves just to make other people happy, and I'm very nervous that that's the avenue that you're trying to take. But I want you to know that
What you
you
said,
can't.
sorry, I blinked out. I'm so sorry.
Oh, it's okay. I was just saying that and I hope I'm not overreaching when I overstepping when I say this, but I get the impression that you don't think a lot of yourself. I hope that's not overstepping. You don't have to confirm or deny.
I mean, that is true, because technically I've been told all my life that my body's worth more than my feelings, so I just gave up on trying to prove myself to others, because it's just at this point no one really cared about me enough to say that I'm worth it. Like, it's most of the time it's just people saying what I want to hear and no one giving me hard truths. The only time they give me hard truths is if when you when they want to tear into me, because apparently they capitalize off my mental breaks off the time. Sorry, why is this stuff? My computer has a virus or some shit. I need to go get it checked.
Okay. But yeah, I want you to know that and I will give you a hard truth here. So I hope that's okay. I'm not going to be mean or anything, but I'm going to say this, and it might come across a little blunt, and I apologize if it does, but I think you, like you said, you give a lot of yourself to other people, but you cannot truly, and I'm just going to say it as this, you can never truly respect the people around you if you do not first respect yourself. So I would personally try to respect yourself a bit more, because I'm nobody here is ever going to disrespect you. Nobody, and if they do, you send them to me, and I will fucking wreck their shit. The only people, nobody here is gonna like if anyone starts like harassing you, we all bully each other in the server. Like it's
I mean,
kind of the.
yesterday was just a free for all when I got it jumped on, so I didn't really care because I'm used to the whole dog piling on me because I have X opinion. Because
Well, if are you talking about that trauma dumping thing where you left the server? If you don't mind me asking.
no, it was just some weird, stupid drama that I thought it was stupid at first, and then I realized that I'm not even a part of that drama, so why bother? Like,
I see.
I don't know. I usually when I'm a simple person. I see someone attacking one person that the mods say, I do it. Pretty it's not an eventful day for me because the only coping skills I have is either drowning myself in lots of paperwork, writing fan fictions, which I haven't done in a while because of certain reasons such as writer's block, trying to draw without my pen, and of course music. Listening to music's my favorite thing because I'm actually a good singer.
Yeah. I'm also a musician. It's like one of my two jobs. But yeah, no, I'm glad that you have good avenues to for stress relief. And I will say, to circle back, did you say that if someone told you something, you just do it? Because I will say that is definitely something to work on. I wouldn't, if someone tells you to do something, I would try to find out like the whole story before you do it. I think that's something that can go towards a lot of people in this call. Actually, a lot of people, and I'm also guilty of it. I'm gonna hold my hand up.
Honestly, the reason why I do what people say because I obey people is because my mom instilled that fear into me. Like every time I do something a little bit of wrong, she does not correct that behavior. Instead of saying "ding bad, don't do it again," she whipped my ass, which has caused which caused me severe amounts of trauma relating to touch as well.
I will say this is to, and I'm not saying this to downplay anything, but I will say that this is an example of trauma dumping. I understand that I understand you're bringing it up as an example, but I would be mindful of who's listening into the call because obviously there's a lot of people here. I know it's difficult to like really think about the fact that there's a lot of people in this call because right now it's just us two talking. But I would just be mindful.
That's the reason why I listen to people because of course you're gonna have to listen to an authoritative figure, especially if someone is bigger and larger than you and can do stuff to you that you don't want, like they can hurt you easily. Just don't know why. I guess.
Well, nobody on the internet can hurt you. No, they're not going to reach for the screen and grab you. The most that they can do is say mean words on the internet, or if they're truly degenerate, there are things that they can do. But nobody can physically hurt you through the internet.
They can't dox me if I dox myself. Am I right?
I have. Please don't dox yourself, Jesus.
I already did technically, but yeah, it's just really by accident. So I can't really get mad at Kiwi Farms if they eventually dig into me because 99% of the time it's the people who exposed their personal information. That's how doxing works, apparently.
Please don't dox yourself. This goes for everyone. Please don't dox yourself. I used to when I was little because I thought it was really funny, but I'm better now. But yeah, I won't keep everyone in here for too much longer because I think everyone's sick of me rambling now. But but to sum everything up, I'm glad that you're taking steps to look after yourself. If you need to speak to someone, I'm always free. I'm sure there's other people in the server that are free. Just be mindful of what you're posting. Think about, I think, if you type something that has a lot of personal information in it, I think maybe take a moment, take a deep breath, maybe walk away for a bit, have a glass of water, walk back, and if you still believe that that's an appropriate thing to put, then I guess go for it. But and again, like I said, my golden rule is you cannot truly respect the people around you if you do not respect yourself. If you do not have a confidence in your own opinion, then you can't truly believe in the people around you because you're not going to have a confident opinion.
Technically, due to my own like problems with myself, I tend to lash out at people, and quote unquote people think I get jealous because of other people. Because when in reality, it's just me not vibing with the person due to my autism. It's strange. My autism will
Yeah.
make it seem like I don't like this person because this person is successful than me and has better, and it's like a really unhealthy mindset. And I'm trying to get out of it, but it's just hard to do that when I barely have anything. I'm a high school dropout. I'm not making ends meet right now. It's really every step I take a step backwards.
Well, I think personally you're taking a step forwards because you recognize, you recognize your problems, and you realize that you do need help, and that is the biggest first step that anyone can take when it comes to mental health. And I'm never, I'm not gonna sit here and be like, oh well, it's easy to get over it. It's not. Mental health is a continuous struggle, and it's going to be difficult at times. But I need you to know that there are plenty of avenues and plenty of people in this server that can help to support you. Because despite what people say about us over the internet, the Senate is not a complete bloodbath, unless you're stupid. But
Like Viola.
We won't go there. But you don't have to be afraid of being flawed. God knows that a lot of people in this server have flaws. Everyone has flaws. It's what makes us human. If you didn't have flaws, you would not be a real person. But I'm glad that you at least know what the problem is. And I hope that I'm not going to say it's difficult, but I'm not going to say it's not difficult to go through any of this. It took me years to come to the stage that I'm at now, which is why I can confidently say, because I'm confident in my own opinion, I can say for definite that if I am genuinely, like, I would say, I don't know, proud is a weird word, but I do think it's a really good thing that you're taking the steps necessary. So if you need it, people are here to support you, and you seriously, and I'm putting my foot down this, you seriously need to get a better opinion on yourself, because you're not going to be able to progress until you have a solidified opinion on yourself, a good opinion, and you need to have respect for yourself to be able to improve yourself, because nobody can improve if they don't truly believe that they're worth improving. That's just not how it works.
Yeah,
It took me.
Oh wait, sorry.
No, it's okay. But yeah, no, but yeah, no, you're not going to improve unless you improve your opinion on yourself, because nobody's going to, like, people can support you, people can help you, but the only person who can truly get you through the door is yourself.
I just feel like the real person I need is my mom, but sometimes she sees me. The problematic thing is she sees me as her child and not a friend that I can lean on.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. If, from what I've gathered, your mother, and I hope this is not overstepping again, from what I've gathered, your mother isn't particularly a nice person, in which
Yeah.
I'd say if she's not giving you the support you need, you don't, you should not. That what you're doing is essentially torturing yourself. You're running after someone who isn't going, like, who isn't giving you the support you need, and because you are depending your emotional stability on one person, that is why you're stumbling. You need to be able to put your support on people who are actually going to support you, and you need to be able to readily recognize when someone is not good for your health. For example, I used to know someone who, being vague, because we're not going into the Sunny law, but I used to have someone that I based, like, my whole sense of self onto, and when they didn't support me, I fell into pieces because I had nobody else to talk to. So I put my entire sense of self on that, and that's not a healthy mindset. But I tell you what, cutting that person out and recognizing that they were not good for my health, it fucking hurts. It will fucking hurt, but you will feel so much better by the end of it.
The thing is with my mom, she was the only person that was there for me when my real dad abandoned us. So I technically send I have an adoptive online family, but they're not my real family. I need the real thing. And sometimes my mom isn't all abusive. She can be nice and kind. Sometimes she can be angry. But usually her anger, like I have everything nice things to say about my mother. She's not all that bad. She neglects me sometimes, but she means well. I'm
Yeah,
sorry if
no,
I'm being apologetic to an abuser of mine,
no,
but I still
it's fine. I get it. But what I'm trying to say is it's fine to have a relationship with your mother, obviously. It's fine to have it's fine to have good moments with that person. But what I'm saying is you cannot you said specifically that you what you need is this one person. That is not a good mindset to have. What you need to do is you can absolutely have a relationship with whoever you want to have a relationship with, but you need to be able to readily have multiple people who will support you, because if you base all of your self-worth on one person and they are not supporting you the way that you need to, then that's not going to be healthy. That is not going to be good for your mental state. So while you are learning to be your own support,
considering
would-
this woman didn't believe me when I said I was trans, I think it's better for the best I can distance, because the only thing I feel when I talk about her is distant. Like there's nothing there, just distance. There's some good memories like when I was younger, but that doesn't outweigh all the bad she done to me over the years.
yeah. But yeah, do you understand what I mean though? That
Yeah.
it's she cannot be the person she cannot decide how you feel about yourself. Only you can.
Someone says it's
And
trauma bonding. What's a trauma bonding?
trauma bonding. Trauma bonding is a trauma bonding is essentially if two people go through a traumatic experience, they can often bond very heavily to each other because they've gone through the same traumatic experience. It can often be, it's good to have. It can trauma bonding isn't inherently a bad thing. Like to start with, it's completely fine to bond with someone in a time of stress. God knows I have. But there is the potential that it becomes dependent, where you base your entire, trauma on that one person because they remind you of it.
Yeah, the issue is that's actually explains my interest in men that acts just like my dad, since I'm trying to make it up for where I go out. I seek out partners that remind me so much of my birth dad that it just really, and then they end up hurting me. It's just weird because it's just really weird because I guess it's to fill a void. But I understand where my mom's coming from because she beats me not out of hatred because she was trying to teach me a lesson. Her whole situation, she grew up with that same, it's generational trauma in the family. It's
Well, I will say it's not appropriate for your mother to beat you. I don't think. That's
especially if it leaves wounds.
that's not. It's still not appropriate. You should never raise a hand to your child, no matter what.
I guess
That's
I guess that's why I don't like touch. And she just staples it as my autism and she just brushes it off like, oh, she just has autism. And
yeah. I will say you are. I don't want to diminish anything, but you are trauma dumping again. I will say that.
sorry,
Uh,
I'm just saying.
no, it's okay. You don't have to apologize. I know it's a difficult thing to come out of. I used to be the exact same way. I used to jump in a call with complete strangers and be like, "Yeah, guys, I got into an accident. Here's the 50-page essay on how it affected me emotionally."
That's what I did with Foxton and Grimskull's Without. Usually I unawarely do that on accident without knowing.
Yeah. But yes, I'm gonna be so real right now. I need to quickly run to the bathroom.
I have to go back.
I'll be back in like 2 seconds if that's quite alright.
Yeah, I'll be working on my ARG website in the meantime.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it'd be good. I think it'd be good to cut this conversation here because obviously
Yeah.
there's still a lot of people here. But again, to TLDR it, it's good that you're making the right steps to improve your mental health, and I'm incredibly happy that you're doing that. There are a lot of people here who I would trust talking to when you're having an issue. I assume they'll identify themselves if they're happy to help you. Happy to support you. I'm personally happy to support you anytime you need, unless I'm sleeping, in which because I won't see it. But
most of the day away,
No.
so you won't see me around that much.
that's okay. But you're again, I think the things you need to work on are thinking about what you say before you say them. I think that's a good way to kind of bring everything together and sum everything up. And I know that's difficult to do. I know I'm also on the spectrum. I understand that sometimes you just really want to say something, but sometimes you have to stop and think, is this helpful? Is this a right thing to say in this moment? Am I giving away too much information? Is this appropriate? What people am I talking to? Things like
My
that. I think
question is, how did I know I was on the spectrum?
I'm gonna say this as bluntly as I can. It's quite obvious.
I mean, that's what I get a lot.
That's okay. I don't think it's not an inherently bad thing to be on the spectrum. I'm on the spectrum, and I'm fucking great. But sorry, my brain shut down for a second. But I think it's not an inherently never an inherently bad thing to have autism. I have autism. It's just how you deal with it. I realize that I will say that you should not use it as an excuse. If someone is giving you genuine criticism, you shouldn't.
Usually, I basically say it as I have this just a forewarning, and sometimes some things are not. I can't process some things correctly.
Yeah, that's okay. But I will say that because we did have a discussion before in which someone was telling you not to trauma dump and you deflected it with "I'm autistic," and I realize that's not your intent. But I need you to know that when someone tells you, "Hey, don't do XYZ," and you reply with, "Oh, but I'm autistic," then it does come across as you're not taking you're not taking accountability for whatever actions they're correcting you on, and just saying, well, I'm autistic, so it's okay. And I know, like I said, I understand it's absolutely not your intention, but that is the way it comes across, which is why I wanted to like bring it up. But yeah, like I'm glad that you can readily recognize that type of thing. But the things that you need to work on are just knowing when to speak and when it's appropriate to speak, and the content of your message. I think my advice to you, so this is something I used to do. If you feel like you're writing out something, if you think for a second, is this too much information? Get up, walk away from whatever thing you're typing on, go get a glass of water, have a little sip, come back, and if you have changed your mind, then delete it. That's what I used to do when I was trying to teach myself to not fucking overshare. But yeah, I think the other thing you need to work on is learning how to respect yourself and respect your own opinion. And I know that's a difficult one, but you need to be able to confidently say, I know what I am as a person, I like me, and I think my opinion is valid. And so not everyone's opinion is a little invalid sometimes. Sometimes people say stupid shit. I've said stupid shit. But you have to be confident in yourself in order to, you have to, like, my golden rule again is, you have to respect yourself before you can respect anyone else. But yeah, I think that's all I've got to say. Sorry, I've been running around in circles a bit, but yeah, that also goes for everyone else in the call, I guess.
I have a question.
What's up?
Okay, so anyone who knows how to code in CSS and HTML, can you help me? I'm just gonna ask that once we get off because I'm so confused right now.
It's okay. But yeah, I like I'll say this to everyone else in the call. Because this is, I think this can go for everyone. Because a lot of people, I've seen a lot of people who value the opinions of others around them rather than their own opinion on themselves. You all need to fucking respect your own opinion before you can respect anyone else's. Yeah, motherfuckers. Love you
I
all.
didn't have to.
Yeah, pardon?
I'm just saying I don't have to as a joke because usually that's what I
Oh,
do. That's
how
called
about I
deflect, and I need to
how about
work
I
on it.
how about I beat your ass? No, I'm joking.
Yeah,
I'm joking.
come at me, come at me, come at me.
What the
Let's fight.
fuck?
Let's fight in arena because that's where we all start fights.
I Perfect. Also, Conks, I do respect my opinion. That's why I'm confidently
You
saying
realize
that you all need to
every
respect your own opinion.
you serve all purpose. You should treat
Ooh.
yourself now.
Oh, I've got some brownies. I've got some brownie bites. I'm having a good time. Like I said though, I do need to go to the bathroom. I'm putting it bluntly, I'm going to piss myself if I stay
Girl,
here for
I
any
gotta go.
longer. Give me
Anybody else needs me, I'll be in arena. I'll be in some channel posting
okay.
posting my site. Y'all stay safe, hydrated, do all that. Don't go near people without
I'll be
cleaning.
right back.
I'm
I'm
gonna
just
head
gonna...
out.
Oh, bye. Also, yeah, Conks, it's because I'm fucking cool. But yeah, I'll be 2 seconds, literally 2 seconds. I'm so fast. 1 second.
What the fuck is that? That meal looks so terrible. I'm sorry. That reminds me of the time I actually ate too much stuff. It's more than two, you lied. I mean, technically, you know what, everyone, it's time to leave. It's time to go. We're gonna head out.